When the 2022 Batman film was released, I wasn't too excited about it. And then I watched the movie and, well, continued to be not excited. I watched it again recently just to make sure I really disliked the film, and, well, I did dislike the film. So when they announced that they were going to do a Penguin show, I wasn't exactly waiting for it with bated breath. I didn't count down the days, I read nothing about it, and generally stayed away from all news about it. And then the show came out and I sat down and I watched all of it in one go, and I must say, it's pretty damn good. It's really good. Both the 2022 film and the Penguin TV show, I think, abandon the Batman world, the comic elements, everything that makes Batman, Batman. I suspect the Nolan films did this as well, really, but if they did, I didn't notice it. Those films were brilliant, but this film and this TV show, they stripped all the Batman elements away. And the final product, Batman, it didn't work for me. It didn't work at all. The Penguin show does this too, this stripping of comic book elements. There are no superhero elements in the show. There's barely any Batman elements in it. All comic book tropes are stripped off, and Penguin is nothing like his comic book counterpart. This is a crime show, and a lot of Batman comics are crime comics, sure. But not like this, not like the Penguin show. But Penguin, it worked for me. It really worked for me. And I don't understand how I can like Penguin but not like the Batman, considering both feel the same, they're in the same universe, but it happened. I've seen Colin Farrell in Seven Psychopaths, and that's a brilliant film. He was in Scrubs, and that was a fun episode as well. But I don't really remember much of him in anything else, so I went into Penguin not really having much of an opinion on the actor. And when I actually saw the show, I mean, this happened to me before as well in the Batman film, I was really surprised to find out that underneath all that makeup, it was Colin Farrell. I mean, I guess you can see some of him behind all those prosthetics or whatever they're called. But even then, it looks nothing like Colin Farrell. Then he hides behind an accent that sounds nothing like Colin Farrell. He closes his eyes slightly, almost always while talking, while looking around. His mannerisms, his hand gestures, all of this, it gives Penguin so much personality. Colin Farrell is seriously gifted to put on that kind of a show that convincingly. I loved how the Penguin looks. I love how he feels even back when I saw him in Batman, and I love him here as well in this show. He's just so brilliant. Another character I really liked was Victor. I really liked him. And his origin in the show isn't that far off from Jason Todd. He's caught stealing tires, gets taken in by the show's hero, and he's the hero's protege, like Jason Todd. But the similarity kind of ends there. Victor goes on and does other things that sort of set him up as a great character, really. And his end is rather tragic, really. I was really heartbroken when he dies, and I don't quite know if I recovered from that death. And I'd been rooting for the Penguin all this while. He'd done horrible things to everyone around him, his own mother included, but I was rooting for him, hoping he'd get what he wanted. But Victor's kill, that's what it took for me to realize that the Penguin was a complete monster. Look, the show has two big revelations, right? One is Victor's death, and the other is the revelation that Oz killed his brothers. He drowned them inside the sewer. He may not have known that he was doing that while he was doing it, but he killed them. And that's the second twist. And both these twists, they could have been played up. They could have been given more importance. But they're stated as facts, really. Just plot points that the story needs to get through. And I think I kind of like that. Anyway, people have been talking about Sophia Falcone or Kristen Milioti. She's a fantastic actor who gives a stunning performance in the last episode or episode 7 or something. And I can see she's a good actor. But if it's not a noticeable role like Jesse Pinkman or Joker from The Dark Knight, it's sort of hard for me to gauge how well someone has acted because I believe every actor in every role they play. I guess it's a character flaw in me, but I buy every performance. Some of it may seem phony, but even then I sort of buy into that act. So I don't really see what everyone's talking about. It's not obvious to me. When everyone says that Kristen Milioti did a wonderful job, but that really is a me problem, I think. We also get to see Magpie, who, if you didn't already know, appeared in one of the first few Batman-Superman crossovers. Well, one of the retcon crossovers, really. But she's a jewel thief who turns up in Gotham, and our two superheroes, Batman and Superman, they team up to catch her, which reflects really poorly on both Batman and Superman's capabilities, that they had to team up to catch a diamond thief, but whatever. Look, overall, I think the actors did a wonderful job. The mother, the cops, the bad guys, Billy Walsh even, they were all great. I don't think Penguin won a lot of battles he was fighting. Sure, he took over the Gotham underworld, but there's Maroni, who beat him up real good in his lair, but then died of a heart attack in the middle of a fight. You can see that the Penguin is disappointed by this outcome, that he really wanted to beat Maroni himself, but the opportunity was stolen from him by fate. The second loss was his mother. Sure, he didn't really care about his mother, and he would have probably let her die if it got really bad, but he wanted her to have a good life when he got the opportunity. When the penguin did win eventually, his mother was in a vegetative state, so he lost out on that opportunity as well. And here's the thing, the penguin actually promised his mother somewhere in the series that if her mind goes, he'd put her down, he'd kill her. But when her mind does go, he doesn't. He straps her to a bed and props her up against the window to see the city he's taken over, which really is a twisted thing to do to his own mother. Overall, this was a bleak show with characters who have bleak endings. Sophia, Victor, people who shouldn't have suffered fates they did. Sophia is back in Arkham where she should not be, and Victor, his fate is a needless, pointless death at the hand of the penguin. And that's the show. It's bleak, it's hollow, it's nothing. That's it for this video, folks. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Psycho Film Pirate, and I will see you next time.